Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Crystal Porter, and welcome, welcome, welcome. This is my debut of our Black Hair Matters movement, and so I am so excited to be here. So welcome, welcome. When you join, please let me know who you are and where you're watching from. I would love to know that. I am Dr. Crystal Porter, and I am here in Chicago, Chicagoland. A lot of people say you can't claim Chicago if you're in the suburbs, but I am in the suburbs. Let me know where you are. I am thrilled to be on today to introduce to you something that is really true and dear to my heart. I want to just have a discussion today about some things that I've been talking about behind the scenes, and maybe not so much behind the scenes. I've been talking to a lot of my peers in the industry, and so our Black Hair Matters. Hey, Danisha, thank you. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I am. So you know what? I'm saying good morning, and depending upon where you are, so I guess it's morning over west and it's straight up noon over east. So thank you. Really appreciate you letting us know. Hey, Miss Roberta, thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Ah, you're in Florida. Ooh. Yeah, it turned really cold here in Chicago today, so I'm I'm feeling you being in Florida. Let us know who you are and where you are at. So thank you for joining. I am really excited about our Black Hair Matters movement. And hey, Kimra, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. I am here to introduce formally a concept that I've had for a while, and I want to talk about, how it originated and everything. So if you are here, drop your name, let me know where you're from. Really appreciate that. All right. In Georgia, Denisha, thank you. Yeah, so I am going to just introduce myself because there are a lot of people who may join on who may not know who I am. But if you are joining from Facebook, please like the page and share. Also, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe and click that thumbs up button. Really excited about that. And then if you are on Periscope, I love those likes and those hearts, so keep them coming. And thank you for joining Dr. Leslie. All right, in Bolingbrook, my hometown. Awesome. Hey, Miss Nikisha, thanks for joining. Really appreciate it. All right, and Cheryl, good to see you as well. So, all right, I am going to get started and introduce myself. As I said earlier, my name is Dr. Crystal Porter, and I'm a hair scientist, and I'm owner of Mane Insights. And Mane Insights is a company that is geared towards educating and conducting research on the needs of the hair and scalp in order for it to be healthy. And so I empower cosmetologists and work with them hand in hand so that they can optimize the way that they interact with their clients and use science-based evidence and information to really analyze what's going on with the hair. So in the days of COVID, that is really appropriate right now. So today, though, I am going to introduce a movement that I feel is important to the health of Black hair. And so if you are interested in the health of Black hair, this is definitely for you. So what you'll take away from this is, what we can do together as a community to really elevate the industry, in particular for our unique needs, and then why it's important to do it, and then how we go about making this change. And so I want to give a little bit of background about what our Black Hair Matters is about and where it came from. So I've been on a couple of conferences, of course, virtually, due to the fact of COVID. And so I'm still immersed in the industry. And because I've been practicing hair science for over 20 years now, I'm still excited to know what is new and trending. And so I see a lot of misinformation out there. You see all the blogs, and all of the misinformation out there. And so I'm passionate about debunking it. But one of the things I noticed when I went to a couple of conferences is the state of research as it pertains to Black hair is really missing. And really, I don't think the evolution of information is out there as I feel it should be. And so we can always point fingers and say, oh, companies aren't doing enough. But the truth of the matter is, what are we doing to make sure that enough is done? I know for a fact that it's very difficult to do research on Black hair. I was very fortunate when I worked at the L'Oreal Institute for Ethnic Hair and Research that we were able to do a lot of the fundamental research that is oftentimes referenced today. But I don't think that there is a lot of movement. And so with the conferences that I've gone to and giving updates, I saw a lot of the same things that were done maybe 10 years ago. And so to me, there hasn't been a lot of advancements. And so then I get to thinking, okay, what can I do with my background to be able to contribute or continue to contribute towards the elevation of knowledge? And so I was talking to someone, a peer, and I was just talking about how frustrated I was and how I wish I could do more. And what the person said was, you know what, you want to start a movement. You want to start like what they're doing with Black Lives Matter, but it's like a Black Hair Matters movement. And I was like, it needs to be about us. I think we need to be in charge of it. So that's why it's our Black Hair Matters. And so I want to talk about some of the pillars that I think is important for us to think about as we have this movement, because we need to raise awareness about Black hair issues and support those who have unique needs. And Black hair is not like any other hair type out there. And so I'm going to break it out into three main categories. I'll say Asian hair, Caucasian hair, and hair of African descent. And the reason why it's broken out is because if you look in the literature and look at the research findings, those are three distinct groups where you can kind of break out different characteristics. And so unfortunately, Black hair is the hair type that is the most fragile. And so extra care really needs to be taken. And so one question that someone asked of me when I told them about, I've been floating this idea around and talking to people. And when I said the Our Black Hair Matters movement, one of the questions they asked was, well, what does it mean when you say Black hair? And so a part of me was like, okay, I have to be politically correct to make sure that I'm inclusive. And then I was like, you know what? If you don't think you have Black hair, then this movement isn't for you. If you don't think that there is a difference in Black hair and what it means, then this movement is not for you. If you don't feel that there is more need for research, then this movement is not for you. But in all honesty, Black hair, as we know, it's really a spectrum. So you can't just say, okay, here's a cutoff of where Black hair is. But for those of us who have Black hair and who have struggled with Black hair, both in the laboratory and personally, you know that there are things that are unique to us, and we need to have a way of addressing some of the issues. So yes, Black hair matters. Thank you. You feeling me? All right. I love that. Hey, Ronak. Thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. Hey, Andrea. Really appreciate you coming as well. So thank you. And if there is anything that you want to put in the chat to let me know, some experiences that you had, so for example, hair breakage, put hair breakage in the chat. If you had a problem with over processing your hair, put that in the chat. And I invite you to go to the Facebook group, because that is a platform where we'll be having discussions about unique situations and things that you've tried that's failed. I really want it to be a safe space for us to have real conversations that pertain to Black hair. And I do notice on here that there are some people who are in industry. And so if there are some things in industry that you feel need to be addressed and you're not seeing, that happen, let's work together as a community to really make a difference, because that is what the Our Black Hair Matters is about. What are some of your experiences with my Black hair? Lots of experiences. I've gone from swimming and not wearing a cap or properly caring for it, and so I had to get it all cut off, and it was maybe a little longer than a half an inch. I don't think it was even an inch long, so I had to get it all cut off because I didn't properly care for my hair. If I hope my daughter allows me to talk about her experiences. I think she's okay with it. But as a mom, unfortunately, even as a hair scientist, I had someone else caring for my daughter's hair. And when I finally got my hands back into her hair, I could tell that it had denatured. Basically, it no longer curled up. And she has, let's see, so if we had to categorize the hair, and I know some people are against that, but it lets you know what kind of curl that she has. She has 4C, just like her mama. And unfortunately, her hair wouldn't curl back up, so we had to start all over again and regrowing her hair. And so that was really embarrassing as a hair scientist, someone who stays in the laboratory, just doing research and helping other people and helping, the company that I was working for. And then back at home, I wasn't even realizing that my own daughter's hair was not in the best shape and wasn't in the hands of the best care. So that's pretty, it really left an impact on me. Thank you for saying how to join the group, but it's a Facebook group, Our Black Hair Matters. And so Edie says she finds moisturizers are just grease. Why? Who are these people who think that we just need grease? You're absolutely right. And we're going to talk more about that because at the beginning of the year in 2021, I'm going to be interviewing my dear friend and colleague, Angela Ellington. She's going to tell us all about the ingredients. And so I'm excited to really share this platform with other experts, because we need to have a platform where you can actually rely on getting information that is evidence-based. It is about the evidence and the data. So you will hear me all the time, show me the data. You can have that as a hashtag. You can do that right now. Show me the data. There are a lot of claims out there that talk about, oh, my product does this or it does that. And my question is always, show me the data. And so one of the things that I want to do as a researcher is be able to provide companies, the smaller companies who don't have those big resources to really do a lot of digging, but I want to help it. So while I'm saying, show me the data, I want to be a conduit to allow some of these smaller businesses to have some data behind their own products. So that's something I'm very passionate about. All right, thank you. Thank you for saying you love it. Thanks for coming, Charla. The other thing I want to talk about is, us working together, because in order for there to be movement, there has to be research done. And so I found a way, and I'll talk about that later on in the week, but I think there is a way for us to work together as a community, meaning the researchers, meaning the hair practitioners. All of us need to be working together to get the data in order to support each other and to really find out what is going on. There have been a lot of articles that talk about the ingredients and how some products have ingredients that just are not too good for us, particularly the endocrine disrupting ingredients. And so, you know, making sure that the small businesses know where they can go in order to make sure that they are doing their due diligence and putting products out, because I know that there aren't just small companies out there just thinking, oh, I'm gonna use this cheap product and, you know, it may be bad and I don't care. I think people care, they just don't know the things that they need to do. So we'll talk about that as well. The other thing that I want to do is challenge product manufacturers. So this kind of goes along with showing me the data. I want to make sure that we as a people demand that we see some of the evidence of the products working, not just on any hair, but on our hair, on Black hair. Because unfortunately, for numerous reasons, but the major reason is it's not easy to get Black hair to study. That was what I was challenged to do when I was fortunate to be at L'Oreal. That was to get a supply of hair so we can have it in the laboratory to study. And so it's not always easy getting the hair. But one of the things that I noticed when I was doing a lot of my international studies is that there was like relief when I would go to predominantly Black countries and they would be a part of a study and they actually saw me there. They were like, oh, she gets it. And I do. And I think the compassion, as well as having the education and the know-how to be able to interact in that capacity and be a trustworthy source for people to, you know, kind of ask questions, that is something that I think is unique. And so that's something that I want to do, but we need to do it together. We need to do the research, and I'm not the only one doing research, and we'll find out about everything that's going on with different organizations when it comes to research on Black hair. The truth is necessary. Thank you so much. Hello, Laverne. Thank you. Information to women that needs answers to hair problems. Absolutely, absolutely. So thank you for that. Now, the other thing that I want to do is share the research findings. So while I understand that you have to have, as any company, competitor advantage. So a lot of times you do internal studies and it allows you to make products that will outdo your competitors. I get it. But what this is going to allow me to do is share the information. So any research that I do in working together with hair practitioners to actually get the data, I will publish the information and regularly have forums and conferences to make sure that we as Black people have the information so we can make informed decisions. That's really what it's about. And so if you're just now joining, once again, I am Dr. Crystal Porter, and this is Our Black Hair Matters. It is a movement that I feel is necessary for us as Black people to elevate the industry together and to build knowledge and have a safe place to be able to discuss things that are unique to us, but also for us to get fact-based or evidence-based information about things that pertain to Black hair. So you are still interested. Awesome, awesome. You know where to reach me. You got my number. Not too many people have my number, so give me a call, Miss Charla. I am passionate about working with others, and so that's one of the reasons why I will be hosting interviews in 2021, and I'll have experts who I know have valuable information that I feel that a lot of people have been asking. And so I do the best that I can, but it's time to arm a lot of the hair practitioners with the knowledge. And so one of the things that I've been doing since the summer, well, early spring, throughout the summer, and then again this fall, I've had these educational series to rev up, because what I have found is that when people ask me questions about what they should do with their hair, I can usually guide them in the right direction, but what I have found is that people want to look and feel beautiful. And I don't do hair. I don't do hair. And so it's not all about the health of hair. People want to look and feel beautiful. And so there are passionate and conscientious hair practitioners out there. Not all of them are, but for those who are passionate and conscientious, then this is a movement to allow you to get more knowledge, because unfortunately, I don't think that a lot of the information in cosmetology school, I don't think is caught up with the advancements in technology and how you can utilize it to make sure that your clients are better taken care of. So are there any questions that you have for me? I am here for you. I invite you to go to the Facebook group and make sure that you become a part of the group. It's a platform so that if you have any questions, you can put the questions in. It's a community for us to interact. So if people have the answer, but for Our Black Hair Matters, as far as what I do on the show, this is something that is trusted by me, well vetted. And so it'll range from not only the science, but also what Our Black Hair Matters. I mean, what matters to you? Because to some people, it can be about the Crown Act. It can be about the fact that, you know, you feel self-conscious and you don't feel that you can be yourself because you're being judged by how you wear your hair. That's one aspect of it. But my aspect of it has to do with the research. Shonda, hey, Shonda, good to see you. Glad that you're loving it. I want to make sure that if this is resonating with you, that you know that you have the option to like and share and subscribe on YouTube and give us a thumbs up on YouTube. And so we're in this together, and this is only the beginning. So in the coming days, I'm going to continue to talk about Our Black Hair Matters, but I'm also going to dig a little deeper into the different aspects of why it matters and working with hair care professionals and why it's important to do so. I can't tell you the number of calls that I get with people wanting information and me saying, okay, you need someone that you can trust, a stylist or whatever. And then I have numerous people who tell me about their experience with their stylist. And I just had a conversation early last week, and she was telling me about her experience, and I was like, I hope you know that you probably need to switch stylists. And so I have that conversation more often than I would like. And so, like I said, I'm only partnering with those who are passionate, but also conscientious and serious about making sure that you are a part of the solution and not a part of the problem. So with that, I'm going to look for more questions. I don't see any more questions, but you, if you think of some or you are on the replay, be sure to just jot them down. I will be looking over the comments after the broadcast is over. But once again, the Our Black Hair Matters movement is about making sure that we as a people can hold the industry accountable for everything that we need as a people. So not only do we need to learn more, we also need to ask them, show me the data. And trust me, just like when everybody wanted natural-based ingredients, the industry is really disrupted right now because every manufacturer is feverishly looking for alternatives that are effective. And we want it all, right? We want our safe ingredients, we want natural ingredients, and we want efficacious ingredients. We want them to work. And so the manufacturers are working feverishly to do it because it's based on what we said we wanted. And as a people, we need to say we want the data and we need proof that the products are effective and safe. So the new miracle oil is hemp. Is it for us? You know what? I have the perfect person to invite to the show who can talk all about that. So stay tuned. I'll make sure you have that information. So it's two questions that I was asked that validate the reason why I should have these people on the show starting in 2021. And I'll get a schedule out soon, as soon as everyone is confirmed. But thank you for that question. I'll be sure to address it. So if there aren't any other questions, once again, please share, like, subscribe, give thumbs up, give those hearts on Periscope. I appreciate it. And I am going to end it for now, but stay tuned tomorrow at the same time. I will be talking about experiences that different customers or clients go through and some of the stories that I've heard and how we can fix that. So until tomorrow, thank you for joining. Really appreciate it. And as always, take care and love your hair. Bye-bye.